everybody, it's me, Beau. I love mountaineering, I love the wilderness, I love survivalism. So that begs the question, wow, Beau, how come you are holding something from Bear Grylls? I mean, wouldn't you distance yourself from some fellow who sensationalizes survivalism and goes out and survives in a hotel, and he survives in the wilderness? Credit to where credit is due. This is made by Gerber. I don't know if Gerber went to Bear Grylls and said, hey guy, we have a great design for a survival knife. Can we slap your branding on here? I don't know the story behind this, but this is one solid survival knife. And I'm gonna break down some of the features, what I like about this, and why I would actually carry this out into the wilderness to survive with. First of all, it's fixed blade, it's full tang, it's sturdy, it feels nice, it's extremely comfortable. It's got this rubberized grip. On the grip, look it, they were thoughtful enough to put a point there, there, and there. See those holes? That means you can lash this to the tip of a stick, effectively turning it into a spear. Now I do like the fact that there's a serrated edge on this drop point. I myself love the serrated edges, even in my EDC. I have that. Some people don't like that, but for me, it rips through a lot of stuff much, much easier than just a plain edge. Now, if we were to look at the back right here, you see that little discoloration, that little silver spot right there? That is for the flint, which is integrated into the sheath. And so if you were to pull the flint out like that, it's a little worn because I've used it quite a bit actually to start fires. You aren't gonna be using your actual edge to start the flint simply because that compromises the integrity of your edge. And so they were thoughtful enough to put a ground down plane area right there on the spine to use this to actually start fires. Again, it's not actually going because I've used it quite a bit. And so the case itself, I would say, is almost better designed than the actual knife. But I wanted to fan it open and show you this side right there, which is a sharpening stone effectively. So if you're out there and you really have compromised the integrity of your edge, you can achieve a nice angle and you can go along and get a nice keen edge on there. So you'll also notice this right here. What's with the flaring? Isn't that kind of bulky? Well, that's because if you were to use this and mount this scout carry style, that is, it is mounted horizontally because you can do that using this belt loop there, and then there's another belt loop right here. And so I can mount this either appendix carry right down here, you can't quite see, but right down there, or on my back like this, a lower lumbar. And I've actually been wearing that lately, lower lumbar, but you'll notice that it is flared so that when this is behind you like this and you take your blade out, it's easier to put back in. You're not trying to find this precise little hole behind your back blindly and you're kind of stabbing yourself, you know? So what they thought of was they flared this out a little bit so it's easier to find and to stick this right in there like so. And that's really well thought out. And so it also has the ability to mount this vertically as well. If you were to find this style knife here on Amazon, even if it doesn't have the BG on there, and it's just a standalone style of this exact survival knife, I would trust my life with this out in the wilderness. Look, they even have a flared tip on the hilt right here to work as a hammer. Look at that, see how it's kind of textured? Like an actual hammer. If I were to show you a real hammer, see that right there? It's almost the exact same texture on the butt right there. Incredible. So there's been a lot of thought put into this survival knife, and you know what? Even without the Bear Grylls branding, I would give this a 5 out of 5 stars. I think this is so incredibly well thought out. So my brothers and sisters down in Portland, just 2-hour drive from me right now, I appreciate all of the thought that you put into this. You got me. I'm surprised. It works as a survival knife.